Hello everybody, how are you guys? This is going to be an exciting one because so many people in the Des Moines area have been asking me, Joe, who are the 5 worst wedding planners in Des Moines, Iowa? And I had to do a little digging, but guys, because most of them are outstanding, but wow, if you got a big date like your wedding coming up, avoid these 5. Now, the first one is bamboo wedding planners in Des Moines, Iowa. Now, what's bad about them is that every centerpiece, every decoration in your wedding at the reception will be made of bamboo. Now, that in itself isn't necessarily bad, but the fire hazard will have you filling out forms down at the fire marshal's office weeks beforehand, and you're going to have to get clearance from 16 different inspectors in that office. Guys, I'm going to say it's too much trouble. Avoid that one. Now, the second worst wedding planner in Des Moines, Iowa is parking wedding planning. Now, what's interesting about their approach is they like to have everything out in the parking lot. All of their weddings have been planned in the parking lot. Now, it's sort of supposed to be an artistic approach. In other words, they're commenting on modern consumption and the role of the automobile in our everyday lives. Hey, I don't mind a performance art piece. I don't want to have it done during my wedding. So, guys, I'm going to ask you to avoid those guys, the number 2. Now, number 3, worst wedding planner in Des Moines, Iowa. And wow, it's Gridlock wedding planning. What they do is they give you a great deal, but they don't guarantee that they'll be available to finish the job. So yeah, you're getting 25% of the normal price. That's 75% off. That's a good deal. But they may just drop you before the wedding is completely planned. And that means that there's gridlock not only between their customers trying to get it done, but also a gridlock in your brain as your emotions battle each other because you want to strangle them. Listen, hey, 25% of the original price, so in other words, 75% off is a heck of a deal. And I totally understand it, but if you don't want them to call you and go, hey, sorry, we can't finish the job, if you even get a call. Yeah, but it's part of the contract you signed, guys. You don't want to take that risk. Now, number 4 of the worst wedding planner in Des Moines, Iowa is mobile wedding planning. Now, that sounds convenient because what they do is they come to you. They'll drive right to your house to plan your wedding, hence the name mobile wedding planning. But the problem is they take that concept too far, and they'll encourage you to have a mobile wedding, a wedding in automobiles, in vans, in buses, on the move. So you're essentially having a wedding on the biggest freeway near your town, guys. And the thing is, I've been to a few weddings, and there's some people that wanted to get divorced, in this case, before the first exit. So it just puts too much pressure on the relationship. I'm going to say avoid those guys for your wedding planning. And finally, number 5 of the worst wedding planners in Des Moines, Iowa, it's Dine Unwind. Dine Unwind is a wonderful concept because you get a wonderful meal, the best food in Des Moines, Iowa, the top chefs in Des Moines, Iowa. But the unwind part is only centered on playing miniature golf. So miniature golf is the highlight of the wedding. Not even the wedding itself can compete with the kinds of challenges, the kinds of architecture they have of the mini golf course that they're going to set up at the site of your wedding. And guys, it's going to take over the attention of all of the attendees. It's going to take away focus from the bride, focus from the wedding couple. And guys, I'm going to say, forget Dine Unwind wedding planning of Des Moines, Iowa. Well, those are the 5 worst wedding planners in Des Moines, Iowa, guys. I hope that helps. Come on back for more.